All good. How
Morning,
are you?
Evie.
Hi.
Morning, Fiona.
Yeah, good morning.
How are we all?
Good.
Very
Good,
good.
yeah, feeling good. Who's got a workout in already today?
Boom.
Boom!
I am yet to do mine.
Yet to do. Yeah, what about you, Fiona?
Yeah, still to do it. I'm just making this chicken lentil soup for my lunch.
Love it.
Lovely.
And I'll be doing it kind of mid-afternoon, I think.
Amazing. Love that. Love that. You guys are doing so well. So impressed this week. So thanks for coming on the call, Fiona. And obviously this is recorded for anyone else. I know it's a bit of a funny time, isn't it? Most people will be at work probably. But we'll move the time each week so that, people at work 9 to 5 will get at least one live Q&A in at some point. But yeah, I thought we'd go through the question put in the chat yesterday, which was that you, Fiona, who put that question in?
No, it wasn't. But I do, after you put the video up, I had to watch of it, and I do have a question about creatine also. So
Yes, love it. Well, yeah, we'll go through creatine, and then if we've got time, we'll go through a few other supplements. Hey, Maya. Great to have you here as well. So yeah, we'll go through creatine. Honestly, it's probably arguably my favorite
you do
supplement.
love it.
I do love it.
You do preach creatine.
I do preach the creatine. So yeah, we'll go through all the benefits. Yeah. Oh yeah, Maya, you're not very well, are you? Bless you. Yeah, I've actually got my hall soothers as well because I was on a call before this and I was like, so if I have to have a sweet at some point, excuse me. But yeah, creatine. Let's dig into it. So creatine is one of those supplements that when I first started coaching women, I didn't recommend everyone take because it is it's quite scary for women to take. They sort of associate it with like, oh, that's like for bodybuilders, that's for guys, like I don't want to get big and bulky. And it can just be a bit scary. And it's like there's already enough scary stuff when you start a training program and a food program. So I just I didn't recommend it because it was just, it can all be a bit overwhelming. But as I've coached more and more women, especially in menopause, or even like postpartum, sort of struggling with energy, I saw such big, dramatic improvements in their energy, in their sort of training adherence and everything, in their results. So I do recommend it now. The other reason I didn't actually recommend it is because you do get an increase in scale weight, which can be terrifying as well for women who have, they come into the program and they want that scale to move down. They don't want it to move. They don't want it to go up. So that was another reason as well. So yeah, we'll go through the benefits. So creatine basically is it helps resynthesize energy. I don't know if I can make myself for some reason I am. There we go. I'm recording and all I can see is Bonnie. Yeah, so hopefully when I record, it'll be me now. Yeah, so creatine helps with energy production. Basically, when we do anything, we're using like ATP for energy in the cells, and creatine is something that is naturally in our cells that we can use temporarily to make more energy. And what that means is when you are doing like one set of, say you're doing an exercise set, you're going to be able to recover in your 60 seconds rest faster. And then when you do your next set, you're going to be able to do more than you might have done if you weren't taking creatine. So it just, when you supplement, it just increases the creatine in the cells so that you can make more energy. And this has a knock-on effect because you are going to be able to lift more weights through your session, which means you're going to build more muscle. If you build more muscle, you're going to increase your metabolism. If you increase your metabolism, you're going to boost your fat loss. So it has like a cascade effect on your results. In terms of it making you bulky, it will not make you bulky. Like it is so hard for women to get bulky. You know, we're not hormonally built for that. So we would have to really, you know, if you see, you know, you see sort of bodybuilders who are really they are working against their hormones there. They are doing they're eating loads, they are training hard, they are training loads. So it's not like you will take creatine and accidentally get bulky, because that would never happen.
Yeah, Bex, you've explained to me before that women, I mean, most of our group, we're like in the 40 bracket, majority of us. And at that age, we naturally drop so much of our muscle as well, don't we? So we've got to like combat that almost. So taking the creatine isn't going to bulk us up. It's just going to help us maintain and build on that muscle we're losing.
Exactly. And even women who think, oh, I'm not really bothered about muscle, I just want the fat loss. You still want the muscle, because that's going to give you the toned look that you want. You know, if you just lost the fat, you would just, you know, you wouldn't be toned. You want that nice firm skin, and that is going to come with building muscle. And you can, you know, once you're happy with your physique, you can, you know, lower your strength volume and things like that. But I've never ever in all my years of coaching, you know, come across a woman who's sort of like, I'm putting on a bit too much muscle now. You know, I'm not happy with the muscle I'm building. It's, you know, that it's a conscious choice if you want to get more muscly. So and yeah, like, and it makes fat loss so much easier, because if you're building more muscle, your metabolism is so much higher, so you can eat so many more calories and have that flexibility with going out for social events and things like that. I mean, Bonnie, you've seen that, haven't you? The amount I eat at the moment.
Yeah. Because you're working with the goal of building muscle, our calories are very different at the minute. So yeah.
And like my maintenance calories just to stay the same weight are like 2,300. So that's the point that you want to get to, where you know, a lot of people think when they do a diet, they think, oh, I'm going to have 1,500 calories for the rest of my life. Like, this is really depressing. But we only cut the calories that much to get you to your goal weight. And then once you're at your goal weight, we want to build you up to maintenance calories. And the goal is for you to be able to eat, you know, a decent amount and not gain weight, is the end goal, really. So creatine really supports that. For menopausal women, because it helps resynthesize energy, and energy is something that's so lacking with menopause. You know, you're not sleeping very well usually. There's so much hormonal stuff going on that's going to increase fatigue. Having something that can boost your energy is going to make a massive difference to how much you want to train. You know, and it's just going to improve your adherence to everything. If you're, you know, everyone know, if you're tired, you don't feel like eating as well, because you're trying to sort of get that you know, energy from food, so you're sort of craving more sweet things and stuff like that. So it can help so much with your cognitive function, and honestly, with creatine, the benefits that are coming out now are just, you know, it's just more and more and more every study they do. They're like, oh gosh, it does this. It helps with depression, it helps with anxiety, all these other things. So one of the questions in the group was, you know, that they were worried about stomach ache, which can happen if you I've never come across it in my coaching again. Like, I've never had negative side effects with anyone I've coached taking creatine, but it can happen with tummy ache. It's if you are taking it on an empty stomach, are taking too much all at once. So sort of 3 to 5 grams a day is good, you know, good enough to get the benefits of it. In studies lately, they're saying you could take even up to 10 grams a day, and that will help, that will improve the other symptoms, you know, like depression, anxiety. If you're taking it for improving your cognitive function, then they say, you know, you could actually take 10 grams a day. It's not going to harm you, and you'll get even more of the mental benefits. But 10 grams is quite a lot to take in one day, so they'd suggest you split it 5 grams in the morning, 5 grams in the evening, and then it's less on the stomach. But I'd always take it with food, and take it every day. So a lot of people sort of only take it when they train, but it builds up in your system, so you need to be taking it regularly. And if you're not taking it regularly, then you will see fluctuations in the scale quite a lot, because it makes you hold. How creatine works is the resynthesis of ATP, but it also makes you hold water on your muscles. So that's where the weight increase comes from. And a lot of people will sort of go, oh, because when we think of water retention, you think of how we feel when we're due on our period and things like that, which is, I don't want to be feeling bloated like that. But actually, with creatine, it's water in the muscle tissue. So if anything, it just makes you look more toned.
Yeah, Bex, we've talked about this because when you told me to start taking creatine months and months ago, you were like, but you'll probably see a difference in the scales. They'll go up. And I was the same. I was like, well, I've worked so hard. I don't want it to go up anything. But you said, well, don't just stand on the scales, but make sure you're taking your weekly progress photos as well, because you'll see, although it's on the scales, it's going up. My body shape was definitely changing week on week for the better. So it's important to have like the two measures, isn't it? So that you don't get upset really by the scale. And once it's in your system, it doesn't, you don't keep going up in weight, do you? No. It's like you have to, it's a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it
levels off.
Yeah.
If you're taking it consistently, it'll level off. So it's usually, it depends how muscly you are, because obviously the more muscle you've got, the higher the increase will be, because you've got more muscle tissue for the water to be in. So some people will take it, and if they've not got a lot of muscle tissue, they won't see a big increase. But you know, say you started at 80 kg, start taking creatine, you might go up to 81 kg. And then it's just a case of like resetting your baseline. So, you know, if the goal was to get to 76 kg, okay, now you're going to look the same at 77 kg. So it's just like resetting almost in terms of the scales. But Bonnie's right, like, you know, you want to still take progress photos. You can do your measurements as well, because your measurements won't have changed. They'll still be the same. So yeah, it's just a case of resetting with that. The other big benefit, and I'd arguably say that this is my favorite, this is the number one reason I personally take creatine, is you don't get sore from your workouts as much. So
all those people with achy legs and arms this week.
Yeah, exactly.
It does help.
Yeah, like as a busy mum, I can't be doing with taking like longer getting down the stairs and stuff like that. It's just annoying. I find it really, really annoying. And as a beginner, you might not, you know, once you're used to training initially, you might not feel as achy as much. But as you become more intermediate, you know, Evie, you know this, like a heavy leg day, like you can have DOMs for like over a week.
Yeah, I did a workout, I think on Tuesday, and I could still feel it. And I'm like, maybe I should be like taking creatine.
Evie, yes,
yeah, I need to get on it.
Yeah, like months ago. Like, yeah, oh, 100%. Like, and
so easy to take as well, isn't it? Because I just put mine in with my Clearway drink, drink it through the day.
Yeah.
And it's
I was going to say, is there for us newbies who haven't taken it before, is there like one that you would recommend to start with?
Yeah, I mean, they're all much of a muchness. Like, they're so heavily regulated. Like, I don't know if you saw that scandal a few months ago with the creatine gummies. Like, they pulled them all off the market.
I took.
Yeah.
I was like, these are like Haribos. They're so tasty.
Yeah.
They've got a third party in.
Yeah.
They've reformulated them. And I can tell you the gummies aren't as good. You're better off just getting a powder, putting it in your drink, tasteless.
Yeah.
Like no calories in it. It's just a supplement. It's like
you can't. Yeah, you can't.
You don't know you're taking it.
Yeah, I mix mine with my electrolytes. I have electrolytes every day, so I just mix it in with that. Because you just want to build that habit. But yeah, it's the how much it improves your DOMs is crazy. So it can just really
that's
help.
reason enough for me.
Yeah, it will help with recovery massively, and so much so, like people who are taking creatine who coach with me, like they'll put in their check-in like, oh my gosh, my DOMs were terrible after holiday, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, did you stop taking creatine? They go, oh, yeah. Like, yep, that's what it is. So yeah, take it regularly. I recommend, I'll share my screen. The supplements I get are, pull it up, is Conte Sports. So I just really like their flavors of everything they do. They do like essential amino acids, which I have in my when I go to the gym. So if you train fasted, that's another good one to have. We can go through. But yeah, their creatine is just pure creatine monohydrate. You want creatine monohydrate. And yes, like $24.99, 80 servings, like, so that will last you like 3-4 months. It's so cheap. And yeah, you can they say on the thing to sort of like build up over a few days, but you don't need to do that. Just start taking it, whatever they recommend to take. Yeah,
it's only a tiny scoop you use as well, isn't it? It is unnoticeable when you mix it into something else.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, creatine is you're gonna, for you, Evie, for example, like you're training how many times a week? Like 3-4 times a week?
Yeah. 4 if I can, mostly 3.
Yeah, so you will get an extra 10 to 15% more out of your workouts in terms of results. So it's just like an easy win. Like,
Yeah, perfect.
yeah.
Like
Like if somebody
minimal
said to
effort
you,
as well.
yeah, you can get an extra 10 to 15% of your results from your workouts, you know, by just taking this. It's like, yeah, you know,
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, so
Thank
that's
you.
creatine. Any questions on that, guys, that you want me to go over? Have I kind of covered it all?
No,
Yeah,
it's good.
all good.
I think you've kind of covered what I was going to ask about it, about the weight gain part at the start. So yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, so it's
You
just,
really won't notice it. You're not going to notice the weight gain in like your clothes or anything like that. And because you're taking your pictures, if you look at your picture from 1 week to the next, you're already in a calorie deficit. You're
Yeah.
already doing exercises you wouldn't have been doing. So it's almost like, I think for the first week, it's not like you really gain weight. It's that you might be the same almost, because you would have lost weight from your calorie deficit. You would have lost weight from doing the workouts.
yeah.
But there is
Yeah.
that added bit for that. Yeah.
Yeah, so people who coach with me on the when if you look at their weight chart, they're going down, 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 start taking creatine and it just levels off for like 2 to 3 weeks and then starts going back down again. But it is really important to understand, because even though I tell people that and they know it, they're still like in their check-in will be like, I'm just a bit disappointed with the scales this week. And I'm like, it's the creatine. It's like, it's not like, is it, isn't it? It is. So yeah.
And you like to know when people have started taking creatine as well, don't you? Just so that we can like record it and help you manage the fact that you might have a plateau in weight or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Like,
that reason.
That's why I said in the creatine team teaches, because if something's affecting your weight, obviously that's what we're looking at week to week is your progress. So if we're seeing that weight loss has stagnated for 2 weeks, we'll be thinking, oh, we need to up their steps, we need to drop their calories, when actually we don't, because it's just the creatine. So that's what's really important. So that's creatine. That is obviously one of my favorite supplement. Let me go through a couple of others that would be that I did have here. So let's talk. So what supplements do you guys currently take, if you don't mind talking about it? So Evie, what do you take regularly?
I actually don't take anything
Oh,
other than, I mean, I have like just multivitamins, but yeah, I'm pretty bad at remembering to take anything. If I'm training for something specific, then I would do, but day to day, I'm generally need to get a lot better. So yeah, give me all the information.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Well, the thing is with supplements is like they're not like some miracle thing, you know, like they will get, like creatine is fantastic, but you know the other ones are like I used to be exactly the same as you, Evie. Like I didn't I just thought, well, if I'm eating a good diet, which I am, and I'm training and I'm doing it, like I don't really need anything extra, like especially because you know the cost can rack up. But after reading some studies, like obviously doing my nutrition degree and everything, I am now more the other way and just think there's things that you are genetically need more of, some people, and they've done studies that yes, like you if you have a balanced diet and things, you're going to be fine, but most of us don't. You know, we tend to be quite repetitive eaters and things like that. We're mums, we're busy, so you're going to have some deficiencies, at least in periods of your life. You know, vitamin D is a perfect example, because if you're a desk worker and you are living in England or definitely Scotland,
Yes.
and it's grey outside for 6 months, you're not going to be getting enough vitamin D for 6 months. And we saw that with COVID, you know, the people that were deficient in vitamin D got long COVID and things like that. So I would say, like, now just having sort of they're kind of like your insurance policy. They cover you for the periods where you're probably going to be deficient in something. So what I recommend to people is, like Evie said, a decent multivitamin that just covers everything. You know, they're cheap again as well. Vitamin D, 100%, especially if you are a desk worker and you don't get outside between 1 and 3. For women, I think magnesium is a must as well, especially mums, you know, and just all females really, like for menopause as well, because magnesium is stress, anxiety. It just helps. It helps with you know, energy production as well in your muscles.
Sleep.
Yeah. So when I coach clients, if they're struggling with their sleep, magnesium in the evening, they all report sleeping better after. They're like, I can't believe how quickly that worked, actually. So magnesium's a good one. Omega-3s, if you don't eat a lot of oily fish, then I would definitely recommend omega-3. If you don't eat oily fish 3 times a week, then I'd definitely supplement with omega-3s, because they help inflammation generally, and that can mean a whole host of things. It can mean you know, depression, can help with depression, can help with anxiety, can help with joint pain, heart health, everything. Inflammation covers it. You know, autoimmune diseases. So omega-3. Yeah, I kind of would say another one that I personally absolutely love is ashwagandha, which is, again, it's kind of like it helps with like free radicals. So if you're training quite hard, then it can really help calm your nervous system down afterwards, which can really help boost your immunity. So if I'm feeling stressed, ashwagandha is straight in there, and it's one of those ones again that works quick. And another one that if you were sort of struggling with sleep, I would recommend as well. So all of these I get through Quante. They do the vitamin D3. They do the magnesium. They do a really good magnesium, which has got a tri blend of all the different magnesiums, so they cover all bases.
Bex, we've got a little superstar here. Maya takes creatine, omega-3, a pre-menopausal multivitamin, vitamin D, and magnesium.
Check
She's
you out,
ticking
Maya.
all the boxes here.
Ticking all of them. Did I hear ashwagandha?
No, no ashwagandha yet.
Ashwagandha might be one to add.
She's smashing it.
Love it. Yeah, there's a great little stack. So, I mean, like these are not expensive. You know, they're really not. You can even get a multivitamin with like extra vitamin D in it, so you can kind of combine. Yeah, they're a great stack. Because you know you can go on and on with supplements, but you really just want to take the ones that are really like bang for your buck. Trying to think if there's any other ones here. So another thing that I do take regularly is HydroFlow. You know this one. This is like an electrolyte. This, I would say this is a bit of a treat. This is expensive because it's like £30 for 60 servings. It should last 2 months. It lasts me 1. But this is like, it's a combination of electrolytes and just good for sort of post training, and also just first thing in the morning. If you have a litre of water on waking, your brain, you know, your brain is mostly water, so get that hydrated as quickly as you can in the morning. I'm not a massive fan of drinking a litre of water in the morning, but I'll drink a litre of this stuff because it tastes really good, and it's got electrolytes, so it's going to hydrate you quicker. So that's something that I have as well, but I would say that's more of a treat one to get. Not so much if you're sort of running a lot and things like that, like doing ultras, like electrolytes is a must. But yeah, yeah, I was going to say something else and I can't remember what it was. Oh yes, or if you are vegan or vegetarian, I would add in B12 as well, as a must. So in my coaching, the ones that I see most people deficient in are B12 and vitamin D, and your B12 will be covered in a multivitamin if you're not predisposed to be deficient in B12. That'll be enough, but some people, you know, they need like B12 injections because they naturally don't absorb it very well, and that's like, you know, like you said, Evie, like you don't sort of take anything. Like a lot of us, we might be doing all the right things, we're eating a healthy diet, we're doing everything right, but if your body doesn't absorb vitamin D very well or doesn't absorb vitamin B12, then you're not getting enough, just generally. So if you are tired a lot, struggling with energy, I would get a blood test with your doctor and just get a full panel. It could be iron as well, as obviously another one women are often deficient in. If you sweat a lot, if you do a lot of running, training, if you have really heavy periods, then you know, if you're vegetarian, then iron is going to be one that you're really at risk for being low with. So yeah, so that's kind of an overview of supplements. Like I said, they really account for 5 to 10% of, you know, your progress. Like there's no, if you've got low energy and you're supplementing with creatine and everything else that's going to boost your energy, but you're getting 5 hours of sleep every night, you're already missing out on the biggest thing that's going to make a difference. So I'd say, you know, getting your 7 to 8 hours sleep a night, getting your cardio in, getting your strength training in, you know, getting your 10,000 steps in as much as you can, you know, at least 8, cover the basics, and then, you know, the supplements are the sprinkles on top that are going to make everything come together so nicely. And that is my view on supplements. Any questions or anything you guys want to add?
I think you've covered everything.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very useful. I'm going to go onto that website this afternoon.
I've got a discount code as well because my coach is an ambassador for these. So Tony, TONI 10, and you get 10% off.
Amazing.
So yeah, go fill your boots. But yeah, I'd say, you know, there's no need to go out and spend loads of money, but maybe go through the ones I've mentioned and think, which one would I get the most benefit from? And what's my goal at the moment? What's to make, you know, if sleep is really poor, that's what your priority is. So I would go for magnesium and ashwagandha and a multivitamin. If you want to build muscle as quickly as possible, then it's creatine, you know, and probably a multivitamin as well, and ashwagandha, because that's going to help with recovery and things like that. So yeah, everyone's different and you don't need to go out and buy them all at once, but prioritize. And, you know, maybe just, the nice thing about adding 1 or 2 at a time is you can see, you can test it, you can test which one's really giving you the most benefit, for sure. I'll drop the link to this site in the chat, and obviously I've recorded this, so I'll drop this recording in the chat later as well, so you can refer back to, guys. But thank you so much for coming and joining me.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Thank you so much.
So welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
See ya.
See you later.
Bye. Bye. Bye.